Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like and comment, and I'll be sure to answer any of you guys' questions and try to respond to anything that you guys want to know. If you couldn't tell by the title, today's video is again about adulting, but today is top 10 things that I think that everybody should know as an adult. So I was talking to friends and to family and to coworkers and just kind of just taking a poll of things that people thought that was really important to know as they were growing up and how to become a successful adult. So I kind of just compiled what I thought were top 10 things that everyone should have some type of grasp on. I'm not going to go into deep detail. I think what I'm going to do is make a series for you guys, and then each topic go into more depth and details and make sure that I can give nuances or tips that I think might be helpful to achieve that item. So we'll start here and kind of go on a journey and see where we end up. I think just from my personal experience and from speaking to those around me, the most important thing that I've learned, and I think that everyone should know, is there will never be a perfect time for anything. You're never going to have enough money to do something. You're never going to have more time to do something. One thing that's always going to be moving is time, and you just kind of just got to jump in and do it. And sometimes it's not going to be what you thought it would be or what you wanted it to be, but just do it. You always are going to learn. You're young. Most people's parents don't tell them enough, but it's not going to be a perfect time ever. This next item is kind of silly, but I think also very important. I think that every adult should know how to parallel park. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've sat on the sidewalk and helped a friend, how many times a friend has gotten into my car and parallel parked for me. But staying in a major city, visiting major cities, like everyone needs to know how to parallel park. Please learn how to do it. If you don't have a backup camera, I think everyone should have one. It will definitely help whenever you are parallel parking, but it's important, just in case you didn't know. So one thing that not only my family taught me, one thing that was really big with my school and my teachers, use your resources. Like, Google is your best friend. Back in the day, it used to be Ask Jeeves. I don't know if everybody remembers that, but Google it. YouTube, that's why you're here. Like, use your resources. If you have a question, if you want to know how to do something, there's somebody out there that's been there, that's done that, who has the information, who will be willing to give you that information. You might have a friend that has a friend that they can connect you to. Use your resources. It's always going to help in the end. It's going to help you to accomplish more goals. It's going to help you accomplish more things in your life. Don't be afraid to ask, to look. It's never going to hurt. This next thing is really important. And I worked for Wells Fargo for almost 3 years, and let me tell you, from maybe 15 to 80, like, there are such a wide array of people who do not know how to manage a bank account. And that is so important. If your parents didn't teach you, there's resources online. There's so many things, but just learn how to manage your bank account. You should not be overdrafting. You shouldn't be having return checks. Like, you should be able to balance. You know how much you have coming in. Make sure to don't spend more than that and have it come out. Like, that's the biggest thing. But also writing a check. If you don't, I guess these days you don't really have to write a check, but learn how to. You never know. There might be something that pops up. My mom made me learn how to write a check in like middle school or high school. I had like a little fake checkbook, and she would sit down with me and she would have me balance the checkbook. She would have me write checks. And luckily I just had parents who were very involved and helped with things like that. But I think if you're raising a child and they're starting to get into that age group of where they should learn how to manage money, please take the time to sit down and show them. At Wells Fargo, I saw so many people who, if they had something electronic, they thought it was going to come out immediately. It doesn't. Like, there are just so many things that you should know, and that is a big one, if you can't tell, as much as I keep reiterating it. Something else that's really important as an adult is communication and learning how to properly communicate. I went to take my sisters to OU about a month and a half ago, and one of my cousins, she works for OU and she works with kids that are getting prepped, and that was one of the things that she was saying that will make other students stand out from others, is just properly communicating. You can't use emojis in emails. You can't use slang in emails. Like, just learn how to properly communicate. Not only written, but just with significant others, with your friends. Just learning how to communicate your feelings, what your wants are, what your needs are. Those are so important. And to be emotionally mature is a big deal. There's a lot of people who aren't, but just make strides to learn how to communicate. Even if it's your coworkers, your boss, there's a proper way to speak to people, and just make sure that you're making a conscious effort that you're doing it the right way or going about it the right way. And if you're not, or if you don't know how, make sure to let people know. It's never a bad thing to say that you don't know something, because nobody knows everything. But so long as you're making the effort, at least do that.